was responsible for this calamity. They cast lots and the lot fell on Jonah. So it was all Jonah's fault. So they asked him, tell us, who's responsible for making all this trouble for us? What do you do? Where do you come from? What is your country? From what people are you? He answered, I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land. This terrified them. And they asked, what have you done? And they knew, Joe's laughing, okay, that's good. They knew he was running away from the Lord, but because he'd already told them so. The sea was getting rougher and rougher. So they asked him, what should we do to make the sea calm down for us? Pick me up and throw me into the sea, he replied. This will be good. and it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you. Instead, the men did their best to row back to land. They didn't want to throw him out. They tried to row back to land. So, come on, rowing. That's good. Yeah, in the same direction. Good. Okay. But they could not, for the sea grew even wilder than before. Then they cried to the Lord, "Our Lord, please do not let us die for this man's life. Do not hold us accountable for killing an innocent man, for you, our Lord, have done as you pleased." Then they took Jonah and they threw him overboard, and the raging sea grew calm. At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him. So already, through Jonah's running away from God, he's got converts. They've turned from their gods and just started worshipping God. Amazing how God can use circumstances that appear to be dire. He uses them for his glory. But the Lord provided a great fish to swallow. Come on, Pete, the great fish. The great... Look at him, he's huge. Look at these guns. He's a huge fish. But the Lord provided a great fish to swallow Jonah. And Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this. Yeah, that's good. That's prophetic. That's it. Okay. Okay, now Jonah, we need you to get up for this bit here. I'm actually going to get Jonah to read this out. And mate, what I want you to do, Boone, is I want you to give me the soul anguish of a man who's been thrown overboard, swallowed by a big fish, desperate for God. Give me your best Oscar-winning, Academy Award-winning passion as you cry out. This is how to pray. What's this? Here we go.
In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. You hurled me into the deep, into the very hearts of the seas, and the currents swirled about me. All your waves and breakers swept over me. I said, I have been banished from your sight, yet I will look again towards your holy temple. The healthy waters threatened me. The deep surrounded me. Seaweed was wrapped around my head. To the roots of the mountains I sank down. The earth beneath barred me in forever. But you brought my life from the pit. O Lord, my God, when my life was ebbing away, I remembered you, Lord, and my prayer rose to you, to your holy temple. Those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs. But I, with a song of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed I will make good. Salvation comes from the Lord.
Amen. Isn't that right? Well done. That's fantastic. And you know, I just want to touch on 2 or 3 quick things there. Okay, so he's desperate. He's probably mad at God too, because he's been running away from God. There was the storm. He's been swallowed by a fish. I've actually heard some Bible commentators say that he was probably bleached white from the stomach acids inside the big fish. So you can just imagine what he looked like. You know, he was probably thinking that he was going to die. This was the end. And what does he do? He says, I, with a song of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed I will make good. Salvation comes to the Lord. He trusted in God. He decided not to run away anymore. He'd learned his lesson. He ran to God instead of running away from God. He cried out to God. He decided not to cling to worthless idols. So often when we're down and out, that's what we do. We run to alcohol or TV or sex or drugs or money or relationships. We run to something to try and cling to as an idol. But he decided not to run to worthless idols. He ran to God. He cried out to God. In our time of need, let's not run away. Let's run to God. And then the Lord commanded the fish and it vomited Jonah onto dry land. I want to see this. This is going to be good. Oh, nice. Good. Give me a hand. Yeah, that was good. All right. Okay. Now this is good. This is good. This is the, you can see this on the screen here. This is the God of the second chances bit. Now God gives us a first chance, and it's best to take the first chance. That's